Hello YouTube, it's RJ the West here, and my friend Last Sniper UC. Welcome back to another live stream. I'm gonna go check to see if I'm live. Of course not. Wait a minute. Okay, I am live. It was a little confusing there for a second. Alright, going back to Night Ride. Alright. It was taking a little delay there for a second. Alright, drop this. There's like no other configurations. I'm literally just broke it down to a science to like electricity and viral for arcane influence. Damn. Yeah. Let's see. Where do we want to go?
Crazy.
There's no survival missions on Europa, is there?
No idea.
I don't think there is. You know, I just thought of... No, that'd be kind of silly. Imagine if we decided to do an excavation mission. Like, nah, we'll wait until the next update. How about Pluto? The resources we... Morphix? Yeah, we can go to Pluto. We'll check to see what build I'm on.
Excellent armaments.
We'll go with my
Please return covered in blood.
Neutron Star build. Pluto.
Accept your death, and you may yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
Wrong way. Oh god, this song. Sweet dreams are made of this. Night Ride it's the synthwave version. It's actually way. I think this version is way better than the original song. The woman who sings on this one has a much better voice, I think. Oh, Howie. Die! Ooh, kill room. Probably could turn up my my music at least by one notch. I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Whoa. Ah. Hey, it's one of your shadows is with me. Isn't that great? Nobody joined. I can't say I'm entirely surprised. Yeah, I was about to say that's not surprising. Pluto is not like a common. Oh look, it's the exit. Those ospreys tend to get stuck in those weird things. Well, when you're doing a corporate ship tile set, you ever notice you see the ospreys getting stuck behind those panels?
No, I don't pay attention to it. I'm killing everything.
Oh, this song. Violence. Head back to where you're at.
By the way, if I activate my gloom on violence, he can't deactivate my abilities.
Oh, that's cool.
If I activate my gloom right as soon as he comes up before he casts his I forgot what it's called. Silence ability. He can't use it against me.
Makes sense.
Because he's basically in stasis when I cast gloom.
Yeah, it's slowing him down to where his response time is near 0. So you have like massive window to take him out.
Yeah, it basically just stops him from using his banish ability or silence ability, or you want to call it.
Yep.
But I have to cast it as soon as he comes out, though.
Or before he comes out.
It. Well, that too. I can cancel him out by using my gloom. Gloom can be basically act as a
Yep.
Cancel out to him. But you gotta build it for strength though to do that though.
Love how my Kavats just tear that guy apart.
Tubagov is very anti-Warframe.
Well, when you consider, he could be like Who do you think? What anime character do you specifically think would be worthy to fight him? Like
I have
Necro
no idea.
versus. Oh, I have to figure something out. Well, he's also known as the helmsman. You know, he was a captain of his own rail deck. I think.
Well, he's basically a pirate. Him and Art, Sevagoth, and the tentacle guy, like friends or something.
Hydroid?
Yeah, Hydroid.
I think so. No, got sneeze.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Oh, how about Limbo and Sevagoth being best friends?
I'm talking about for lore.
How about your lore? What's your personal lore of your Warframe?
I don't have one.
You make some. Like, for example, my Limbo, well, for the original Limbo, how he mathed himself to death, I would say he did it on purpose to prevent the Orokin from obtaining the secrets of the Rift. Like, the Rift is just too dangerous and too unstable for other people's hands. Limbo's the only one that understands the realm, and no one else for the wrong hands. Like, that's Limbo's sanctuary. That's also like how Limbo is the only one that's capable of understanding a unique plane of existence. And instead of he made a misstep, he actually did it on purpose and wanted us, the Tenno, to just retrieve his parts and stuff like that. Because, like, we would be more responsible at controlling the Rift than the Orokin or whatever it be.
Unless there's a rogue Tenno.
A rogue Tenno, there is rogue Tenno if I remember correctly, or rogue Warframes, but, well, they're commandeered, but, I don't know. That's just my personal lore for Limbo, though. I like to see it that way. Maybe in the future, I might make a video about, like, how I don't, like, here's the thing, though. The whole idea of Limbo is arrogance and pride before the fall kind of thing. Like, he made a misstep. Like, he's a mathematical genius who apparently miscalculated, but I don't see it that way. Like, if you're a genius, you're not going to make as many mistakes, and if you are going to make mistakes, I mean, yeah, it would be categorized, but...
Even
like, I see Limbo with the
mistakes.
IQ of, like, billions, or, well, okay, maybe not billions, but I would say he's a very high IQ Warframe who knows what he's doing, and he misstepped on purpose.
I would say he's probably up there with Einstein.
No, he would make Einstein his bitch. Well, yeah. You're not too far there.
Or Newton.
Which one? Oh.
Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton. Ah.
Sir Isaac Newton. He's also an extremely smart guy, too.
There's a lot of smart people.
You also got,
the problem with smarts is you do tend to be a little arrogant. I mean, it comes with the trait. I mean, if you know for a fact that you're just smarter than everyone else, you're gonna be a little bit of an asshole.
You got Thomas Edison.
Okay, now we're just talking about inventors.
Well, I'm just
Thomas Edison. You were talking about the one who invented the light bulb, right?
Yeah, I'm just comparing them to Limbo. Basically, I'm saying that most likely he'll be just as smart or smarter than them.
Yeah. Now, in our lore together, I would say, like, since you officially make your Sevagoth your main, and I like that because it definitely feeds into your, like, well, you're not playing as a devil frame, so you don't have that devil theme going on, but you're more, like, seeing your theme, you're more like Shadows and Darkness kind of thing, not like Fire and Brimstone. That actually feels more like a novelty, but like, more like edgelord novelty, I guess, but... Oh, there's my kitty cat. Come on, Gracie. You gonna get up here?
No, I'm not. I don't feel like it.
Oh, she's just off camera. Aww. Yeah, her delectables are gone, but I'm gonna miss feeding her delectables. She loves them, but then again, what cat doesn't love delectables?
Cancel that so she'll come out quicker.
Hey!
I had to cancel my Gloom because when she was in puddle mode, it was taking too long to get out.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like when I'm using my weird sights on some of the anti-frames, they get stuck in certain animations. It just looks so awkward watching them slowly do handstands and stuff.
It's worse with Misery when he summoned the anti-frames because he's extremely slow down. You literally have to unslow your Gloom on him so you can make him mortal again. Because when he's summoning, you're basically making him summon extremely slow, and it just makes him immortal longer. Invincible, or not immortal, but not immortal, but just invincible.
Temporarily invincible. God, these Tompos are so gross now. Ever since I did my rework on them, I underestimate some of my own arsenal sometimes. Like, I've been having these weapons in my arsenal for years, and I just, like, never found the means to rework on some of them. Like, I think we should do both. I think we should do a rework on all our weapons. Like, a rework. Like, to be honest, like, I didn't think I'd wake up one day and find myself using that Spinnerex whip, or the one-handed shield, Silver and Ages, or the Prisma Oma. Like, well, it started off using melee influence. Like I said, melee influence is, like, I know I sound like a broken record saying that. I'll get out of the hype soon, but it's goddamn, dude, it's just so effective. The best thing about it, you don't even need a Riven mod, because like I said, when I was testing out my Pangolin Prime the other day, like, as long as you actually have, like, alright, so, like, for best results, you have to have at least 20 to 25% electricity status proc chance to actually get the most out of your melee influence. So you definitely have to feed into the electricity. But the electricity in viral is probably like your best bet though. Like, well, you gotta add magnetic in there too, because you want to destroy overguards and shields as quickly as possible. I mean, you technically don't need it, but then if you're not running healing return, run condition overload, and you will instantly see better results. Like, hey, and yeah. Now, when I was testing out my Oma this morning, I actually did manage to rack up around 10,000 kills in around 100 minutes the other day, and well, it really just stems down like, when it comes down to my killing potential, like, it's top notch. The problem is you gotta, like, it's all about the flow. It's all about the flow of the combat. Like, I've really started getting into that science now. Like, if you can kill 100 enemies per minute, you're doing good. You only start noticing, like, or around 100 enemies per minute. As long as, like, you know you're doing good when you actually have good, like, life support. Every now and then you'll get downs. I have noticed, even with best results, like when I'm one-shotting groups of entire enemies and stuff, and every now and then I will actually notice a shortage of life support capsule pieces, and then occasionally it'll pick right back up again. Like it fluctuates sometimes.
Yeah. What's the matter? You can't disable my abilities?
That's not violence, so it's mania, right?
No, it was violence.
That's mania.
They look the same.
They do look almost the same, but mania, I forgot what mania is. Also, I noticed I don't get downed as often anymore, too, since I've been perfecting on my way of how I'm dealing with anti-frames and stuff, too.
Bloom is the best way to take care of them. Or
For
just
you,
being on a Civic,
for your kit.
or just be on a Civic Gov in general is the best way to take care of them very quickly.
I can tell you this, though. I have a feeling that Sevagoth would destroy Ichigo. Wait, what's the name of that one guy from Naruto? Or how about Naruto? Naruto versus Sevagoth. Who would win?
Sevagoth.
Wow, you've seen the entire season of Bleach, or I mean to say Naruto. Oh my God, it's kicking in. But you saying that these Warframes are more powerful than those anime shows?
Yes.
How about that kid from Hunter x Hunter?
Sevagoth.
Android 18.
Sevagoth.
Omni-Man?
Sevagoth.
Superman?
Sevagoth.
No, Superman would destroy Sevagoth instantly, dude. Homelander would probably lose to Sevagoth. No, he would definitely lose to Sevagoth. But you know what's funny? There was a debate a couple week ago I saw on Facebook saying that Homelander would actually beat Superman in an actual fight. It's actually because of his morals. Oh, you called the call group out. I almost forgot about that. I did. We're gonna be here for a while, so since no one joined.
Focus.
Ow! 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 Temple.
You know what? I'm gonna call Jada. I haven't called her out in a long time.
Copy that. I probably could have called out my Gara, but
It's been a little while.
How many temples do I have?
Out.
I got plenty of temples. Literally got like over 1,000 of those specters. And I love Temple as a specter so much that like I actually sometimes even say to myself while I'm playing in my survival mode, "Hey Temple, how you doing back there?" Temple?
I'm dead.
That's exactly what I'm thinking sometimes. I was actually in a mission this morning for literally 2 hours, right? My temple in Tycho, the Lua survival mission against the corporate, so my tempo lasted for around 115 minutes before he died. Well, actually, I can't really give you an actual state or actual time because, well, the only way I can tell is if I'm not seeing flames behind me, and when I'm in the middle of combat, I'm not paying attention to what my allies are doing. But when I do occasionally bring it up, it's like, yeah, Temple's dead. I'm gonna go ahead and call another one. Check something real quick. You hiding, and then you're teleporting, and now you're dead.
My shadows were already doing crap ton of damage on before I was even over there. they were killing him underneath the floor because that's where he was hiding at.
Saw that.
How did he even get underneath there, anyways?
It's probably a pathfinding problem. Call the call. Oh yeah. Well, I have 2.5 minutes, so I call mine out.
Well, I called mine way before you did, so
I'll probably wait till 25 minutes before I call mine out, so I have a better stack of time. I'm not even gonna bother picking up the focus. I haven't even used my ulti yet.
You ever notice when he comes out to some of the anti-frames, and then he comes out again, he can't do it again, like he's underneath a cooldown?
He is under a cooldown. There's like 2 versions of Misery. You got the base, and then you got the advanced version. The advanced version usually comes around like 30 minutes in the mission.
I thought it was 40.
No, sometimes it is 40. It really fluctuates. Like, I feel like they're randomized, but in a way, no, not really either, because around 30 minutes in the mission, you're more likely to find Misery, an advanced version of Misery, where he summons the shadow versions of the anti-frames. By the way, if you get down by the shadows, they don't go away. They literally would just stand on top of you, waiting until you get back up again. I noticed that earlier this morning when I got down, only because it was like 115 minutes in, and the enemies were doing a lot of damage, and there was no way for me to mitigate that. When the shadow of violence came out and nullified my one ability that I actually kept my ass alive. So I was like, I was actually finding it rather fascinating. I'm like, huh, they don't go away. Interesting. By the way, it does easier though, because the shadows of the anti-frames they attack indiscriminately. They attack friend or foe. No. They won't attack each other, but they will attack the culprits or whatever.
Well, I don't think the culprits are technically their ally.
They're not. I noticed also, I decided to put back on decoy for one of my builds.
Why?
And
that's like that's like the 20th time you've done that.
And I actually learned something new about decoy. If you possess the anti-frames, all the enemies will start shooting at them even after the ability expired. And the anti-frames their attack patterns are completely messed up too. They're so altered. Half the time they don't even go out their way to try to kill you anymore. They literally would just attack the enemy. The only problem is when you possess the anti-frames, it makes them tankier, but ironically, the amount of damage reflection that you're getting out of them is very minimal because... So what I actually do instead is, if I just possess one of the crewmen or whatever, if the anti-frame attacks the crewmen or whatever, they instantly die because of that reflect damage. Gracie. I'm going to call my call group out.
Frozen a week.
Malice. Did you tell your Jade to stay put?
No. She's moving.
Okay, Gracie just got off my chair.
Remember she was bugged?
Remember when she was bugged?
Yeah, the Jade Spectre.
No.
Remember they would sink into the ground?
Oh, yeah. How long ago was that?
I think it was like a year ago, maybe?
It's funny, the way I play on my Limbo is literally 90% of the time I don't fight in the Rift. I just see the Rift more as like an option, or like something I could use to my advantage under certain circumstances. Well, for the reason why is because the enemies that we're fighting, there's too many checks and balances for Limbo in here. Well, I can't really spam my bubble very often without the nullifiers disabling it most of the time. I mean, there was a time where it does accelerate it does shrink the bubble faster. But you can't really do anything to the bubbles if you're in the rift with them. The main reason is because the corporate they actually have like good counters to Limbo. Now, other factions like the Grenier, they have 0 counter to Limbo. Like, if I basically would be like too dominant in there. And it was ironic as I refused to kill the Grenier, or at least actively fight them as often, because I'm actually trying to rack up kills for the Corpus. What time is it? 8:08. We're doing very well in here. Another anti-frame. Yeah, I wonder if the anti-frames are also acting like speed bumps too. Because if you think about it, if you take the anti-frames out of the mission and Steel Path, what's stopping your momentum?
I don't know. Exactly.
Nothing will. I think that's why the anti-frames are there sometimes. The stalker acolytes, like, that's probably what their purpose is to slow you down or something. But here's the thing though, most people would just see them as a mere nuisance, like an insect. Because the majority of the time they're not a threat, but most players are not in here for 230 minutes. And it doesn't matter how much power you have, if you're lucky if you can one-shot the anti-frames, good for you. But the majority of the time you'd be more worried about the ads one-shotting your ass.
You should be here for 1,000 minutes.
It's impossible.
Who says?
The game.
You haven't tried.
1,000 minutes? You talk about 1,000 minutes?
Yeah.
You would have to be up really early in the morning, and then you definitely would have to be by yourself because no one's gonna want to spend 1,000
You already
minutes.
do that.
I spend up to 230 minutes in a mission.
I know, but you already get up early enough to do it.
That's true. But you definitely have to be by yourself. But if you have to be with another person, they will have to be like potty breaks and other stuff. Those long haul missions are not worth it in the end of the day. The enemy's health and armor and stuff amplifies so much that you might as well be fighting tanks all the way. Like there's actually a level escalation. Like once you get past 200, like once you get past 180 minutes, then you're in the danger zone. The nose is so stuffy. Love how they're spawning exactly in the extraction area. Misery again. I think this is the advanced version of Misery where he does. Yep, it is.
His healing couldn't keep up with my shadows.
Yeah, I actually, I'm not gonna lie, I like the rework I did with this particular Star Warrior build. Well, by sacrificing all that range, like all I did was take off one range mod and put on narrow-minded. But it was a big plus because, well, Neutron Star runs on duration. By the way, do you buy the Nightin extract from Nightwave 2 or no?
I haven't bought that stuff in a while.
You thought about buying stuff like? Thought about buying it? Well,
no,
consider the fact that you do need it for Omniforma. It doesn't hurt to craft more Omniforma. You never know.
I would have had the blueprints.
We gotta do arbitration missions for that. Those are lucky. We're getting a good one, and survival I think is the best one that gives you Omniforma blueprints. When are your call group are gonna expire. I'm curious because I'm gonna wait until you actually call it. Let me know when you're ready to call yours out again.
I just recalled them, so they have 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. I'll wait. Gracie. Malice again.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, go ahead and turn the chair back on. Ah, sweet vibrations.
They have 50 seconds for expiring.
Copy that. I'll wait till 40 minutes on the time before I before I send mine out. Are you doing the same?
I guess.
I'll see. No, it's definitely kind of funny fighting outside of the rift so often.
You do it all the time.
That's true. Well, like I said, it really, like, the majority of the enemies that I've been fighting over the years is both the corporate and the corrupted, which basically contain the same number of nullifier bubbles. And like, I'm so used to fighting counters and checks and balances, but when you put me in like, if I'm fighting an enemy that has no counter to my abilities, like the Grenier, for example, I would just dominate the battlefield, like total battlefield control. The Grenier can't use their guns. If they're overguarded, they can't use their guns if they're in the rift when I have stasis active. Because their guns work, but they don't shoot any projectiles because their projectiles are frozen.
I'm calling the call.
Copy that. Double the trouble. Man, I feel like a death tornado over here. Well, the Tonfa's combat style makes you feel like a freaking whirlwind of death. You can hear that crunching sound when you hit the... when you're actually hitting them. Like the sound of bones breaking or whatever.
That's a blunt weapon.
It's a gross blunt weapon too. Well,
They're basically giant police batons.
Yeah. I guess I'm bringing the law down on these bitches. Bringing the law. Do you think the Corpus would have stronger units? Well, technically they do have disruptor units, those Scrambus guys, who are able to disrupt some of their abilities. That's like the only thing they have going for them in this particular area.
Yeah, they basically shoot like an EMP net across the battlefield.
By the way, I looked at my operator's amp, and turns out I did not put Arcane Trojan on there. The viral damage mod, Arcane. I actually forgot to put that on there. Now I'm actually able to do puncture and viral damage. I actually forgot. I must have did a misstep on my Arcanes a few days, like last week or so. I can't see. Never mind. You are definitely very fluent with the Tonfa. Imagine if I had the ribbon mod for the Boltus. You know you remember the Tonfa you had a long time ago?
I have the bladed version. That's the Incaden version.
The Praetos.
I basically designed it for.
Oh, you get that parkour yeah, you get that parkour velocity from that.
No, I basically mine for speed. Well, I basically used it on my Limbo when I was doing those
master rank tests.
Speed master rank tests. You get to use yours for speed.
It makes sense to use Limbo when you're doing those, which is kind of funny. Like, some people actually made a meme out of him. Like, the only thing Limbo is good for is master rank tests and excavation missions. It's kind of sad. Or mobile defense missions or something like that.
Sad but true.
I don't care. Like, ironically, I just spend more time in survival missions. I just like killing things. Like, I play this game to kill.
This game is nothing but killing.
That's not true. I mean, you do have other missions that are involving combat. But I just like survival missions.
You also got spy missions. I hate doing those. I'd rather have people do it. If I'm in a spy mission, I just let other people do it for me.
Depends on the spy mission that you're doing.
There are ones that I can do extremely easy, like the Ganir, like certain Ganir ones. Some of those are extremely easy to do. Like the one with the waterfall, when you have to drain the water.
Yeah.
From the waterfall.
Yep.
That one's extremely easy.
It's funny, I could go with heat and viral for my operator's amp. But I actually well, I actually made the change because since I'm focusing exclusively on Corpus, I don't bother going after the Void, the Conjunction Survival as much anymore, so I have no need for Void damage.
Well, unless you're doing a relic mission.
Well, you don't need to. Well, you don't need to do a conjunction. If you're not, if you're, well, oh. Have you thought about doing that for your amp too? Make the change.
I'm not an amp user unless I'm fighting those on site guys. You know, the ghost guy, the ghost.
The Thraxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to call my call group out. That's okay, I'll wait till 50 minutes.
I can call mine.
I'm gonna wait till 50. Well, you gonna call yours?
Yeah, I was just gonna call mine.
Go ahead. Those are stuffy.
Get sick again?
No. It's just stuffy. I don't think I'm getting sick again.
Well, the kids were coughing near you.
Yes, they were. God, dude, they're so loud. Like, I almost wanted to put off my live stream a couple days ago because of it.
That was funny. One of them called me and said I was mean because I called him a baby.
I actually have no idea how old they are. Like 7, 8.
Oh, they're younger than me. They're still babies. Yep.
I can't help but infantile. I can't help but see the infantization of the younger generation. There's actually an internet meme going on that like if you're under 30, you're a baby or something like that.
You're not technically an adult until you're 21.
Well, technically speaking, your brain is still your brain is still developing until you're like in your late 20s or something like that.
They said 21 is the adult age.
That's true. That's its legal adult status. But biologically speaking, like your brain isn't fully developed until like around mid to late 20s or something like that. I don't remember. It's like, oh, it's this song.
But the drinking age is 25 though.
Well, they raised it up from 21.
Yeah, they raised it was a while ago.
Huh.
They changed it from 21 to 25.
That's good. Probably because too many people are getting drunk and driving and stuff. Or I'm sure there's other reasons. That'd be an ignorant statement. Ah. I swear I get knocked over by the MOAs than anything else. The shockwave MOAs are so annoying sometimes.
When I was first hit 21, I was legally able to drink. This is before they made the change. So my first booze I drank was Mike's Hard Lemonade, Black Cherry. That's the only alcohol I like to drink.
How often do you drink?
I don't. Not that often. Very rarely. Especially
you know
occasions.
what? The last alcoholic drink I had was probably like 6, 7 years ago. Oh my god. It was probably way longer than that. I don't drink alcoholic beverages. It's just not in my dietary rotation. It's not, like, if I actually
Well,
wanted
here's
to
the thing.
drink.
Mike's Hard Lemonade's not a technically. Yes, it has alcohol in it,
Not enough to
but
hurt you
not
though.
but not enough to get you drunk or do anything to you.
Yep.
It's a very light alcoholic drink.
Like, you know, for me, if I actually were to be, like, drinking any alcoholic beverage, it would be red wine. I would literally be that guy who would just drink one simple glass of red wine and
Of
then
course, you
cry
gotta be
about it
careful.
if it spills on my shirt.
Well, you gotta be careful what kind of red wine you get, because if you get the cheap kind, it's gonna taste like shit.
That's the thing. I don't drink alcoholic beverages, so I don't need to worry about any of that. Thing, if I ever were to drink, then I would probably have to be like moderately wealthy. I don't know.
You don't need to be wealthy to drink red wine. It's not a rich drink.
It depends. You know, like high quality wine, like very aged wine or something like that.
A lot of people like white wine better than red wine.
Why?
Better flavor.
Mm.
It's still made from grapes, just not red grapes. White wine is white grapes. I think. But a lot of people drink white wine over red wine, but a lot of people have the preference. Red wine is actually good for you.
I know. It says it's supposed to be good for your heart or whatever.
Beer is also good for you too.
True that. Not too much of it though.
Beer actually helps your gut bio. And also helps your heart.
Everything in moderation though.
And I don't like beer.
Yeah,
it tastes gross.
Neither do I. It's gross.
It tastes like a skunk's ass.
Yeah. Man, I've been finding myself running back and forth on the hallways, just wiping enemies non-stop. I can't sit in that same room.
I've been doing the same. I've been going to the upper floor, the lower floor, left, right, up, down, side to side.
Torment.
And recall the call.
Yep. I missed my 50 minutes. I might as well just wait until you said something. I'm getting warm. You know what? I might as well use my ulti.
You haven't used it yet?
No. You know what's funny? I haven't really been using my ulti as often as I used to. I was in a mission this morning for around 130 minutes in. It was Tycho on Dua. And I waited until around 125 minutes when I decided to finally use my ulti. It's like, holy shit. Well, I kind of like started using my ulti more tactically, like when the anti-frames come out, and I just use my seismic charges to just like annihilate them. But since I've been getting better at handling the anti-frames while I'm nuking hordes of enemies at a time, I really didn't need this. I didn't really need to rely so heavily on my Taron charge. Like I don't, and also it's because with survival missions, that shockwave is so freaking big. I'm certain that you would have to go fishing. You would literally have to go looking for capsule pieces what feels like literally miles away from the initial blast site. Like the shockwave is really, really big. Good thing they only give you 4 charges. Imagine just slam spamming that for like 6, 7, 8 times, and then you're just like you're cleaning the map definitely.
Well, it's not technically, you can't spam it because there's an animation. You either go through freaking that to use it.
Yeah. My nostrils are so stuffy.
By the time you get the animation done, all those enemies will be dead from another player anyway, so you're not by yourself.
Yep.
And then that means you'd be wasting the
Not really.
ability.
The hammer does let out 4 consecutive blast waves. Plus, you get to have 4 of them. So as long as I'm carrying 4 charges, I can just blast. And it does so much damage. I think it does like a certain amount of damage to their health that one-shots them. The majority of them get one-shotted.
Unless they have...
Well, the nullifier bubbles are immune to it, because technically it is considered an ability.
Or a boss.
Well, a main boss would not get one-shot, but the anti-frames do take a massive amounts of damage from it.
Well, they're not technically bosses, though.
They're mini-bosses.
I'll call them blind. I'll say they're more of a lackey.
Well, misery and violence are definitely not lackeys. Imagine if I could modify violence, I would make him literally more like evil Limbo. If he, like, you know how he uses silence? I would take away his ice crystal ability because it looks stupid. They're just like small red shards that do literally no damage to you at all. I would take that away. In fact, what I would do is I'd actually have him use Banish. And when you're banished by violence, you're not just put in the rift, but you're also paralyzed because he has stasis. Like, imagine getting banished by violence, and then you're in stasis, and then he just constantly kills you with his pokey. When he does that charge ability where he goes invincible, it makes that stupid screeching sound. That's how you know that he's going into the rift and he's gonna finish you off. How cool would that be if violence was more like an actual Limbo, instead of looking like an evil Limbo with a stalker head on him?
Yeah.
Speaking of anti-frames, I'd say Angst isn't too half bad as an anti-frame. Like, she does have the zipline ability, kind of, sort of, but it's very, very weak and very underwhelmingly ass.
And she based off from
Valkyr.
Yeah, Valkyr.
She is based off of Valkyr. Her claws can do some damage, but I've noticed that when she does her attacks, they don't hurt as much. Like, of all the anti-frames, Mania hurts the most. The slash that he puts on you is way much higher than most of the others.
It's ironic because he's using a rapier too.
Well, that's violence. Violence is using Violence is the one using the rapier, but Mania uses the sword whip.
Yeah, but when he uses that rapier, it still does slash damage and it hurts like crazy. You would think his rapier would do puncture, but no, it does slash.
Well, violence.
And that's what makes him more dangerous, because instead of doing puncture, it does slash, and that slash just tears.
Well, one thing I'm fascinated about is why does he have one claw? Like, he looks like he's wearing one Venka gauntlet, and the rapier. The pokey. You used to run a rapier a few years ago. You used to love it so much too. What happened? I thought it was a sensory thing because you're hearing that every time you're attacking enemies with it. You gotta admit that gets annoying after a while.
That didn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
I'm sure it didn't.
I never put anything into my rapier after I recrafted it. And,
We can dip at 70.
Okay. Wait. Yep. Wow. 70 minutes on the dot. One of these days, we should do this in the afternoon and see how long we can go. We're actually doing amazingly well in here. Like, way too well in here. We didn't have to activate a single capsule piece, did we?
No. That's because I'm on a nuke build.
Well, I'm also technically on a nuke build, too. I'm a weapon platform, so...
It's funny, even though some of these enemies are using energy weapons, but some of them actually do slash damage to you.
They mostly do puncture to slash. I know the Grenier are more likely to use impact, and then slash, and then puncture.
Actually, it's impact, puncture, then slash with the Grenier.
I wouldn't know. I don't fight the Grenier often like I used to. I mean, the last actual mission I was in there was just today when I was in.
And then for the purpose, it's slash, puncture, and then
it's
impact.
actually puncture, then slash, and impact.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think there is impact. I think they just mostly focus on puncture. I don't know. I'm just looking at my adaptation symbols and.
If there is puncture, it'd be
very weak.
Very limited on certain types of enemy that's in here. Imagine the longer you're in here, they start adapting to you for to basically to kill you, like to kill you, whatever you're resistant to. The enemies will start adapting to that to kill you quicker.
Well, in a way, they already adapt to you eventually. I mean, we're going to be in here till 70. But if you actually were to stay in here till 80 minutes, you'll start noticing a change. Busted up. Focus. Ugh, Castle Peaks is way out here.
Yeah, I blame the shadows.
No. I blame my seismic charges. The blast radius.
I also blame the shadows.
I'm not worried too much about your shadows. I'm curious. Okay, there is no Castle Peaks. You know, if I actually were a member of the Corpus, I would actually create MOAs that actually shoot like grenades. That, well, actually, like I would have MOAs that would be carrying the null fire bubbles, and they would be actually like shooting out like a row of null fire bubbles to create like a massive AOE wall that you gotta manually pop before you go into or whatever. But I'm more like for the Grenier. I'd say the Grenier, if they ever created like a null fire technology, honestly, like of all
they kind of already do. With
they
that
have the spear guys. The spear. Now that is a serious hard counter to the player, dude. It knocks you completely out of your Warframe. Imagine if all Grenier had spear guys and all Grenier missions had the spear guy. It would be impossible because it would. It's the only time you see that is in the Zeraman colony ship. That's the only time you see those spear guys.
Yep. I'm just gonna stand right here for the rest of the fight by the exit. Just let them tunnel down here.
Yeah. There's use my ulti, so I'm gonna try out those Palomar nunchucks tomorrow.
Yeah, you say that.
And do you want me to give you early feedback, or do you want me to, or do you want to just wait until you get on?
You just wait until I get on.
See, that's actually kind of what I was thinking too. Like, I don't need to like interrupt your time, and hey, like you would pretty much either way you're gonna get your answer, and I actually have a feeling that you're gonna like the answer.
Maybe.
Well, it's a big maybe. I take it you're not crafting it yet until you actually wait until the verdict.
No, I'm not gonna waste my resources until I know.
Can't believe it's March already. I missed most of February due to that flu. Early on in February, like I spent most of those days recovering. Smash. 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 I love the fact there's just no end to them. Realistically speaking, these guys are literally just teleporting into the map.
Yep.
Like, there's no way in, like, I've killed up to 22,000 of these guys in the corporate ship file set. And I like to pretend in my head that they house 10 to 12,000 in every corporate ship. But once you start killing up to that many, then they actually are flooding in their ships, trying to repopulate the place by basically invading their own ships. Like, they actually like had a flood of drop ships that are just dropping nothing but troops, and they're doing it so fast because the person who's in here is basically massacring them. So they have to constantly replenish their losses. And then they send in the elites that actually start hurting you. You start feeling like you're no longer playing Warframe, you're playing Doom. You have to manage your resources way too well. 69 minutes. Gracie, are you playing with the Chinese Evergreen again? I'm gonna head to the exit. She just looks at me so funny. $70 minutes, and hey, look, the bubble's still there. Well, we're not leaving yet. Yep, the anti-frame. Which one is it gonna be? Oh, it's Misery.
Fire can't move.
Forest Steel Essence. We shall leave in the rift.
You are a blade. You exist to strike. You strike to win.
Nice.
1,150 melee kills.
See that?
A lot of them are because of the shadows.
Yeah.
Because the shadows do count as melee kills.
Yeah. Oh. Alright. Oh, look. Alright. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this live stream, and thank you guys for watching, and have a good day, everybody.